My name's Melinda Freeman, and I am now from Atlanta, Georgia. And we are a cancer survivor family. Our son's name is Justin, and he was diagnosed 1 year ago a little over 1 year ago with medulloblastoma. He was diagnosed in January 2016. And actually the 1 year ago he finished treatment 1 year ago this next week. If you had told me then that the hearing loss would be the biggest issue that we would face after celebrating the victory of the end of treatment, I would have said no, that's not going to be the tragedy. We've already gone through the tragedy, and now we're coming out on this end of it, and this will be good. I would have never believed how much the hearing has really impacted us. According to our son, the hearing is so much worse than the treatment ever could have been. The impact that it's had on his life has been just dramatic in so many ways that I can't even begin to wrap my head around. He's had to change schools because of our cancer treatment, and the changing of schools put him in a new situation with new children who didn't know him or his background or who he was before, but he knows who he was before. He knows the 12-year-old Justin who's now the 14-year-old Justin, but looks entirely different. And he's trying to make friends and get back into the life he wanted to have when cancer ended, but he can't. He's surrounded by kids who are in the school and in the classroom, and they're all talking at once, and he wants to join in, but he can't follow their conversations. He can't hear them clearly. He doesn't know who to answer. He doesn't know how to jump in quick enough to respond before they've changed topics and moved to another one. And so they think he's not interested because he's not joining in their conversations, and so they move away from him and go on to someone else who will pay attention to them. And they have no idea how much he's struggling just to understand what they said, because he desperately wants to be a part of what's going on and he can't. In the classroom, it's proven to be such a challenge that he doesn't know at the end of the class really what the teacher was talking about. He can't figure out what the homework assignments were because he couldn't follow along fast enough to write anything down. So he comes home going, I can't do this. I don't know what's going on. And he feels more and more dejected, isolated. He feels like there's no one there who he can talk with or communicate with, who can speak slow enough. You can't tell a middle school group of 5 or 6 boys, slow down, I can't hear what you're saying. That you can't do that. So all it has done is left him off in a corner, off by himself, isolated and struggling. And he knows that's not who he was before. He was the most gregarious, extroverted boy who the teacher would have to call down for talking too much and causing a little bit of ruckus in class. And he knows what he's lost. And he's grieving that loss more than anything. I think for us, what Justin has communicated with us is, people call him a cancer warrior because he's a year out of treatment, and right now it looks like he won the battle that he was fighting, but to him there's no victory. So we lost the war. We won the battle, but we've lost the war, because this is going to follow him for the rest of his life and could potentially get worse. The impact that he has now could be doubled in a year or two or 5 years down the road, and you don't know. So he's living with the knowledge it's really horrible now and it could get worse. And that's a hard place for a 14-year-old to be.